Hey there, what's up YouTubers? Well, I filmed this video, of course, during moments of distress and yeah, some rage and anger. Still kind of, still kind of enraged by some of the words my aunt and my grandma said, and yeah, but I did try my best to refute them with reason and conscience and facts. It still pains me to to talk about my old man and how I should get so-called reconciled with that particular female human individual, but I don't perceive that as a possibility, not in the near foreseeable future anyhow. So in any regard, in any event, I just like to make this video, to talk about my own shite, my the shite I dump, the garbage I produced, and the life I'm currently living through. So well, whether you like it or not, I'm gonna just try my utmost best to talk about all those shite anyway. So yeah, in case that interests you, please don't hesitate to let me know. Don't hesitate to talk about those shite to you and dump those shite to me, and so that we can exchange, shite and more ideas, and turn shite into crown jewels, So yeah. Anyway, let's go back to the main topic of this video. So MGTOW, feminism, and men's rights, and the legal system, and and nowadays people's delusions about marriage, about love, about family, about having children, all those sorts of shite shall all manifest. All information relating to all those pile of shite shall make themselves manifest in this video. So yeah. So listen very carefully. Well, of course, in case you don't feel like you don't feel so primed or so inclined to listen to this video very carefully, but rather you would like to chill and while you watch it and take this video as some sort of joke, go ahead, be my guest. I won't even bother to convince you in any fashion. Yeah. So in here I just like to talk about something more about feminism in China. So far as I've heard, as I have experienced, feminism has grown so rampant here in China, and according to well, at least according to what I've heard, what I've perceived, what I've seen, and what I've experienced, I can present you with a simple number about not about, but pertaining to the divorce rate here, at least in northern part of China, in Beijing's in Greater Beijing and Hebei metropolitan region. As far as I can perceive, the divorce rate here, overall, the divorce rate has skyrocketed to at least 30 to 40% among the X and Y among the among the couples who, who received their births, among X and Y generation of some sorts, that says those who are currently in the early 30s and mid to late 20s, yeah, they have such high rate of divorce here. And well, since I did not plan to make this video, anyway, I currently have yet gather the official figures and digits and statistics to present you, to provide you with. But do not worry, I shall do my own research. So yeah, as soon as I wrap up filming this vid, I'll try to do a bit of research, due to my current own personal constraints that I have, and some medical conditions that I'm currently suffering from. I just don't know how much time I have left, and so as a result, I would like to produce as much meaningful content as I can before my sorry ass kicks my bucket. It could occur, which could occur at any given time, on any given day, in any given place. So yeah, so the main the main point, having after having said so much until this point in this particular 15-minute session, all I would like to tell you guys, to sum up in one single sentence: don't get married. That's all. Or don't even go to dating. Just well, at this point, then you might start asking questions like, well, how the hell do I release my sexual tension or urges, or how the hell do I reproduce? How the hell do I have children? Well, you don't have children, you don't reproduce, you don't have sex. You just bear it. You just learn to bear the burdens, learn to have patience, learn to hold the line, learn to endure to the end. So why having sex matters so much to you? I want you to ask yourselves several more questions. How much sex really matters to you, and how much having children really matters to you, how much having a family really matters to you. Are those things truly what you want with your life, or from your life? Do you really have you made all those sorts of preparations, in case of any adverse legal repercussions, emerged or arise? Or have you ever considered, or thought to yourself, whether you could even afford to raise kids, to raise your children into qualified and positive and productive members of the whole community, or the whole society, so to speak? And have you ever considered whether whether you could cope with all those sorts of compromises or trade-offs you will most likely have to bear in the future after you got married? And don't you ever forget, you will also have to deal with the direct or the direct family members and peripheral family members or relatives, of your wives, and etc. etc. And especially here in China, you don't have much much privacy. You don't have so much rights to privacy, so to speak. That much I can warn you with absolute certainty, at least in China here. Since aside from all those sorts of monitoring and tracking and surveillance mechanisms, you will have prying eyes and ears all around you once you got yourself legally bonded up to another female human individual here in China, pretty much in a much highly similar fashion to what you do once you once you get married in America or in any corner, any country, any region, any nation throughout the whole world. Once you choose, you have made up your mind. Once you have decided that to get married, you won't have much rights to privacy. Regardless, pretty much regardless of the country or the region you are currently residing in, especially in Asian countries, so to speak. Since plenty, since clearly a simple. I shall give you a simple example here. So pretty much as soon as my grandma returned to her residence, in which I'm currently also dwelling in, and pretty much people began to flood into the household to see my grandma, and I had some moments and occasions, in which I have found it so tough just to, just trying to protect some of our company's own trade secrets and some other sorts of highly confidential, highly sensitive information against all those sorts of prying eyes and ears, social engineering, those female human individual, they intrinsically know how to leverage and manipulate ever since they got popped out from human vaginas. Apparently, for crying out loud, Jesus Christ. And so what else? So last but not least, in this streaming session, I would like to give you a biblical verse that many, or I should say multitudes after multitudes of Christians or so-called followers of Christ tend to ignore, tend to overlook, or just pretend to have overlooked it. So let me give you this please allow me to read such highly inspiring and educational biblical verse, from the book of Acts. Once you know such verse, you will then learn how to discern true love from false love, true friendship from fake friendship, and true friends from false friends. So I want you to turn to Acts chapter 8 verse 35 to 38. Acts chapter 8 verses 35 through 38. 39. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, King James Version, KJV. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna read verse 34 to all the way until verse 440. Yeah. And the Enoch answered Philip and said, I pray thee, of whom speaketh the prophet this, of himself or of some other man? Then Philip opened his mouth and began at the same scripture, and preached unto him Jesus. And as they went on their way, they came unto a certain water. And Enoch said, See, here is water. What doth hinder me to be baptized? And Philip said, If thou believest with all thine heart, thou mayest. And he answered and said, I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. And he commanded the chariot to stand still, and they went down both into the water, both Philip and Enoch, and he baptized him. And when they were come up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord caught away Philip, that the Enoch saw him no more, and he went on his way rejoicing. But Philip was found at Azotus, and passing through he preached in all the cities, till he came to Caesarea. Excuse me, I beg your pardon for my poor pronunciations of all these sorts of names. Yeah, so just so the key verses here are chapter 8 verse 36 through 38, in fact. So you have to, in order to make changes, to make truly positive changes to your own life, you have to be determined. You have to have the determination from within your very own heart and soul and mind. That's why I don't believe in infant baptism. You have to, since infants don't quite have self-consciousness, nor do they have any sorts of free will. Their parents choose to baptize them instead of they themselves choosing to accept water, to accept Jesus Christ in their own hearts, truthfully, So anyway, guys, it's nearing the limitation in this video, so I shall see you guys in the next videos. Take care, stay safe, stay put, and God bless. Cheers. Take care.